Brace yourselves for the riveting saga of Brad Pitt's 6 children, torn between support and secrecy. In this video, we uncover the shocking reason behind their removal from his opulent $300 million home. Join us as we unravel the tumultuous tale of Brad's commitment and the startling revelations from Angelina Jolie herself. Everyone was convinced true love was a sham when Hollywood's former it couple, Brangelina, announced that they'd be going their separate ways. 12 years and 6 kids later, the shocking information was made public in September 2016 after it appeared that a horrible incident had occurred during the family's private jet flight from France to California. It was later revealed that Brad had been drinking heavily during the flight and got into a verbal altercation with Angelina, which also resulted in him choking and assaulting 2 of his kids. The source? A fuming Angelina after Brad's lawyers tried to make her sign an NDA. Together, the couple have 6 children: Maddox, Zahara, Pax, Shiloh, Knox, and Vivienne. Now, it's important to remember that while Angelina's claiming that Brad spilled beer and wine over her and the kids, the once-upon-a-time in Hollywood actor is denying any allegations of abuse. Findings made in Jolie's federal court case were never made public, and it seems like the world may never know what really happened on that plane ride. However, it has not stopped people from engaging in guessing games. To be honest, the best way to find out is to evaluate Brad's current relationship with his 6 children. The older kids refused to talk to him. Angelina adopted the couple's oldest son, Maddox, while she was filming for Lara Croft Tomb Raider back in 2002. Yes, this was 3 years before she'd officially started dating Brad. By 2006, Brad had formally adopted Maddox as well, and Angelina reported that their son had started calling him Dad by 2007. While it took some time for Maddox to get used to the new man in his mom's life, Maddox and Brad soon became inseparable. Reportedly, Brad and his son enjoyed father-son activities such as riding dirt bikes together and geeking out about tanks. In fact, Maddox had given Brad a few pointers when his famous father was shooting for Fury. But cut to 2023, and he's refusing to speak to Brad. When Maddox was the only Jolie-Pitt child to skip lunch with his father 1 month after the 2016 incident, sources initially speculated that he might have been one of the children Brad was accused of abusing. It was later confirmed that Brad had struck Maddox on the shoulder when his son testified against him in a court case for the younger 3 siblings' custody. Sources close to Brad confirmed that Maddox hadn't been speaking to Brad, despite the actor's repeated attempts at making amends. They even went on to say that Maddox had removed Brad from his life completely and is happy with having his mother as a single parent again. Apparently, so is Pax. While Pax was technically the 3rd child to enter the couple's lives, he's a year older than Zahara, making him the 2nd oldest of their 6 kids. He was adopted by Jolie from Vietnam in 2007, and Brad formally adopted him a year later. Unlike Maddox, who has a large social media following and a few acting credits, Pax has stayed away from the spotlight. Still, that doesn't mean he hasn't been on the frontage. In 2023, Pax's 2020 Father's Day post made rounds on the internet, and it's not for the reasons you might think. The post was reportedly shared on Pax's private Instagram account, and it contained some shocking revelations. The now 19-year-old called his father every name in the book and claimed that he only put up a show for the cameras. According to Pax, Brad had been abusive toward the older kids, him and Maddox, while his younger 4 children would tremble in fear at the sight of him. Needless to say, he's burnt every bridge leading to his father at this point, and so did Zahara. She actually dropped Brad's last name too. While the actor denied any allegation of abuse and called the 2016 incident a parent-child argument, he's admitted that his drinking reached an all-time high around that same time. So it's safe to say that his kids saw the worst side of him, at least leading up to whatever happened on the plane. Zahara had reportedly been meeting with her father along with her younger siblings, but it looks like she still hasn't forgiven her father. Maybe she never will. Zahara was adopted in 2005 from Ethiopia and apparently had the perfect father-daughter relationship with Brad. The actor once told Vanity Fair that he couldn't imagine life without her, but it looks like he'll have to try now. A video from Zahara's 2023 Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority pledge has gone viral recently, and it shows Zahara dropping Pitt from her last name. It shows her going up on stage and saying, Angelina was there to drop her daughter at Spelman College in 2022 and was reportedly fighting back tears. While Brad wasn't there, he told reporters at Bullet Train's launch that he couldn't be more excited for Zahara's transition into college. The video sparked rumors that maybe Zahara had joined Maddox and Pax in giving their father the cold shoulder. Shiloh, however, is working on mending everyone's relationship with Brad. Representatives for Brad have claimed that his ex-wife is trying to slander him by reimagining the story of what happened on the plane. Based on how his oldest 3 kids have reacted, though, many people are assuming that maybe Brad did get loud and destructive. Shiloh, on the other hand, has been trying to improve everyone's relationship with her father and bring the family back together again. She's always keen to visit with her father and has made it clear that she still loves him. Sources close to the actor told TMZ that while Angelina's reportedly been trying to poison their kids against Brad, Shiloh knows the truth. She's always shared a close relationship with her father, and Brad once remarked that it brings tears to his eyes seeing Shiloh perform. For those of you who didn't know, Shiloh is an amazing dancer and is working on building a career for herself in dance. She stuck by Brad during these testing times for the family, and Brad reportedly couldn't be more thankful. The kids stayed with Angelina for a month after the couple called it quits, and Brad was only allowed to visit his kids with a supervisor afterward. By 2018, though, he'd moved to regain at least split custody of the kids. Maddox was already above the legal age limit and made it clear he wasn't interested in rebuilding a relationship with his father. Pax and Zahara followed suit, but it looks like the youngest 3 are trying to stay close to their father. We already talked about Shiloh and her stance, but what about the twins, Knox and Vivian? As of right now, Angelina has primary custody of their kids, and Brad reportedly doesn't force his kids to see him, even if a court mandates it. Sources close to the actor claim that he knows it's been hard on his 6 kids, and he doesn't want them to think he's forcing them to form a relationship with him. The twins, though, don't feel forced at all. If anything, they actually look forward to meeting their dad whenever they can. The FBI looked into Angelina's 2016 complaint, but apparently found no reports of any wrongdoing. This helped Brad in going from supervised visitation to one-on-one visitation at his home. The youngest 2, Knox and Vivian, seemed to be the most affected by their parents' separation. Sources revealed that it took a lot of time before they fully understood what was going on. Brad's apparently always been a role model for his kids, and even though Pax claimed the younger kids were fearful of him, it looks like Knox and Vivian love him as much as ever. Despite being 3 for 3, Brad's trying to rebuild his relationship with all 6 of his kids. Sources close to the actor confirmed that he's been trying to see his kids more often and is worried that they're pulling away from him because of Angelina. The once perfect Hollywood couple has made startling revelations about their relationship, and while they're only legally split right now, it looks like they have all negative things to say about each other. Apparently, there's a lot of animosity regarding Brad's winery, of which Angelina owns a significant portion. Initially, Angelina agreed to sell her share to Brad himself, but then went ahead and sold it to a third party. Brad's representatives alleged that she did that to spite him, and when they tried to bring a court case against Angelina, she went ahead and accused him of physical and verbal assault during their marriage. Again, it's hard to say what happened and what didn't, since 3 of his kids have clearly sided with their mother, and 3 of them are attempting to rebuild a relationship with their father. One thing's for sure, though, is that Brad will always be there for his kids no matter what. Even now, 7 years later, he has remained silent about the incident and insisted that everything he does is for the well-being of his 6 children. So, from Brad attempting everything he can to be there for his kids, to support his 6 children being split right down the middle, that was all on why Brad Pitt's 6 kids were removed from his $300 million home and the shocking secret coming from Angelina Jolie.